Hello, my people. It's good to be back with you today. I want to talk today about trusting yourself. I did a post on this last week, and I've just been thinking about it more, and I want to talk about it a little more. I think it's important, and I think we all can work on it a little more. So I think sometimes it sounds kind of strange to think of trusting yourself, right? You know, it's all me, right? It's all you. What do you mean trust yourself? But I think the most important relationship that we have is with ourself and with God or with our higher power. And I think they can be related. But what does it mean to trust yourself? Okay. Have you ever told yourself that you would do something and, and you didn't do it, right? I think we all have. But then what do you think the next time you tell yourself you're going to do something when you didn't do it last time? What's going through your mind often if this happens? I think you might be doubting yourself, and you might be actually less likely to follow through. You think that maybe telling yourself, I didn't do it last time, you think maybe it would be more likely, but I think you're less likely to follow through. So then you started creating a cycle of distrust with yourself. So let's think of an example. So let's say I said I was going to exercise 5 times this week, but I only exercised 3 times. And I thought I said I would do 5 times. I only did it 3. So I'm thinking, I feel really discouraged. I didn't do what I said I would do. So when you're feeling discouraged, I feel like I'm even less likely to get out of bed and want to exercise, right? I didn't do it last time. Oh, I don't even want to get up, right? So I stay in bed a little longer. I don't get up, I don't exercise. So I'm creating this cycle, right? I didn't exercise, so now I'm not going to even exercise next time. And then I'm gathering more evidence that I don't do what I said I was going to do. So it's this negative cycle going around. So then what do you do to trust yourself? Okay, because now you've created the cycle of distrust and not doing what you wanted to do, right? So the first step is actually just to be kind to yourself. It sounds maybe a little counterintuitive that if you were happy with it, then why would you want to change? But what happened when I was feeling discouraged? I was less likely to get up and get out of bed and do what I wanted to do, right? So the first step is to be kind to yourself. Instead of focusing on where you fell short, you get curious. But maybe even before getting curious, you just think, well, I did do it 3 times and that's better than 0. So making that goal and telling myself that I was going to do something actually helped me, right? It didn't, I didn't get to where I wanted to be, but I got further than I might have gotten. So I think we want to be kind to ourselves. Okay. And how might you feel when you think, oh, I did it 3 times? So instead of feeling discouraged, you might actually think, that felt good. I could do 3 times. You may even want to reevaluate your goal and say, well, I want to do it 3 times next week. Or you might want to say, I can do it 4 times, and maybe get curious and think, was this the best goal for me? Was 5 times too much? What was holding me back from doing it 5 times instead of 3? And being curious instead of judgmental about it, instead, well, I should have done 5. Like, I wonder if that was the best goal for me. And if it is the best goal for me, what held me back? Okay. I think there's a difference in how we're doing that. And if we can maintain some trust with ourselves, right? But what if we still feel bad where we fell short, where we didn't follow through all the way? And what if we just say, if we do feel bad, what if that's okay too? We don't have to judge ourselves. We're like, oh, well, I feel bad. I shouldn't feel bad. We just talked about how feeling bad kept me in bed in the morning. No, so if you're feeling bad about that, that's okay too. And maybe we set a time limit on how long we're going to allow ourselves to feel bad, or we just say it needs to step to the side. I think sometimes we also make the mistake where we think we can only be acting from one feeling at a time, right? So I was feeling bad or I was feeling disappointed. So those aren't creating good action. So I've got to get rid of that. Well, we're pretty complex and we can have more than one feeling going on at a time. So maybe we just say, yeah, I am kind of disappointed, and feel that for a minute and then set it to the side. And we can have another feeling about hopeful for the next time, or some, building trust in ourselves, right? We could act from that feeling and still have that disappointed feeling or that sad feeling, but it's just off to the side. We gave it some time, but we're complex. We can have more than one feeling going on. Okay. And as we focus on where we're making progress, what are you learning from the fail? Let's get curious, okay? Instead of judgmental, right? And this is where you're trusting yourself, okay? The trust comes from not doing everything perfectly, because we're not perfect and it's not going to be perfect. The trust comes when you can trust that you will get back up after you fall or after you fail and you'll try again. That's the real trust, okay? Because we know that's going to happen, right? If there's going to be growth, there's going to be times when we fall short. But if we know that instead of stopping, that we can trust ourselves to get back up, that's really trusting ourselves, right? It's not always comfortable, it's not always happy, and it usually doesn't feel great. But if we can handle that and we can know that we're going to try again, that's really the trusting ourselves that we want. It's not trusting that we'll be perfect. It's trusting that we'll get back up when we're not, because we're not perfect. We're not going to be. Most of the time, we're not. But if we can trust ourselves that we can manage that, that's the true trust. And that's when we're going to get stuff done. That's when we're going to have growth. And it's okay that we're not perfect, because guess what? If we were perfect, where would our opportunities for growth be? And it really is, I don't know if the word's fun, but it's really exciting and it's great to see ourselves grow and become a better person. So I just want to offer to you to work on trusting yourself. And that doesn't mean trusting that you will always react perfectly, trusting that you won't fall, trusting that you won't make mistakes. That's not the trust in yourself that I think makes us capable of the most we are capable of. I think that it's trusting that we're going to get back up. And we can all do that. It's not easy, but we can do that. And we can do that by kind of just changing our mindset around that a little bit, focusing on where we have come, what we have accomplished, and just getting curious instead of judgmental at ourselves. So let's work on that this week. It was really good to talk to you again. See you next time. Bye.